The United Nations has called for a humanitarian corridor to be established into the Gaza Strip so that critical medical supplies can be brought in. The UN says that Israel's total blockade of the Palestinian territory, home to a densely populated 2 million people, contravenes international humanitarian law. And the agency says that more than 187,000 people have been displaced inside Gaza since the war started 4 days ago. Living conditions are deteriorating, with shelters destroyed and hospitals running out of supplies. The World Health Organization has confirmed that health facilities have also been attacked. UN officials say that drinking water could also become scarce because Israel has cut off supply. At least 770 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza and 4,000 more people have been wounded. Meanwhile, Israel claims that it has retaken control of the Gaza border fence and that there has been no new infiltration since yesterday. A military spokesperson says around 1,500 bodies of Hamas militants have been found in Israel and around the Palestinian territory, and that soldiers are planting mines to deter Hamas forces from breaking through again. More than 900 Israelis have been killed. The military is recalling thousands of reservists and lining troops along the border with Gaza. The army says that it has almost completely evacuated residents living along the separation fence. Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, has repeated claims that Tehran had no hand in Hamas' attack, but praised Palestinians for the incursion.
در این قضیه 15 مهر به این طرف رژیم غاصب صهیونیستی هم از لحاظ نظامی هم از لحاظ اطلاعاتی یک شکست غیر قابل ترمیم خورده.
For more, Sarah Coates joins us live from Tel Aviv. Sarah, the UN says that Israel would be breaking international humanitarian law by laying a total siege on Gaza. It would be in contravention of the Geneva Convention. How has Israel reacted to those concerns, the humanitarian concerns for the more than 2 million people in the Palestinian enclave?
Yeah, hi there, Dawn. Well, look, in reality, it is an absolutely horrific situation for these innocent Palestinians who happen to live in the Gaza Strip, as you mentioned just before. It is one of the most densely populated areas in the world, with more than 2 million people packed into this coastal enclave, an extremely high unemployment rate there. So, look, yes, it is horrific. Israel has come out following these statements to say that it does not want to hurt innocent Palestinians. What it is trying to do is protect its own citizens, which, it sees it needs to do these things to stop Hamas, to stop Hamas's power, and to stop Hamas, attacking Israel any further. It sees this as potentially one of the only ways to sort of draw Hamas out. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, he came out a little while ago to say Hamas will have nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. Now, as we speak, tens of thousands of troops are amassing on the Gaza border. Military analysts say that this could be ahead of a possible ground operation in the next 24 to 48 hours. And let me tell you, we've seen increased activity in the skies around Tel Aviv. You also mentioned there, Dawn, that Israel has retaken control of the southern communities which were infiltrated by Hamas terrorists over the weekend. We can report that one Gaza militant, one Hamas militant, I should say, was just found hiding in the sand on a beach, Zikim Beach, which is down on the Israeli side of the border down in the south, and he has been apparently neutralized by authorities. So, look, that is the very latest here. And, to answer your question, yes, it is a dire situation for Palestinians. There's so much empathy here in Israel among Israelis for these people who are suffering at the hands of Hamas, as it is commonly known that Hamas uses these civilians as a human sort of shield to conduct its murderous operations.
Sarah, those hostages that were taken forcibly by Hamas, their fate is still unknown. Is it any clearer, though, on how the government might move on this hostage situation? Is there any prospect here for negotiation?
Well, look, Dawn, this is just so worrying for so many people. Look, Hamas has just come out to say as long as this war drags on, there will be no prisoner swaps, there will be no negotiations. This came after news that Qatar was potentially mediating some kind of deal to get female prisoners out of jails here in Israel and also in the US in exchange for babies and potentially elderly people who are being held by Hamas in Gaza. So, look, at this stage, the situation is extremely dire. Of course, Israel is working around the clock to try and discover the whereabouts of where these people are actually being held. It is being assisted by the United States, who says it will provide advice to Israel regarding the situation.
Sarah, thank you for that update. Sarah Coates there in Tel Aviv.